How you doing, everybody? Thanks for watching segment 4 Smacktalk. I'm Tony Gaglione.
I'm Shawn Adams.
We're doing the top 5, segment 4 as we always do. Hockey starting tomorrow.
Yep.
Blackhawks and Capitals going to be the first game. It's going to be the banner raising ceremony for my Stanley Cup champion Blackhawks. We're doing the top 5 NHL teams to contend next year.
Yeah, contend for a Stanley Cup.
Yeah. My number 5 is the New York Rangers, solely because they got rid of Tortorella.
Who's
Thank
now
the
with,
Lord, he's with Vancouver.
Roberto Luongo, he's gonna love that guy.
Yeah, fantastic. He had Henrik Lundqvist, the best goalie in the league.
Yeah.
And now he's got Roberto Luongo.
The worst goalie ever.
I don't think he's the worst goalie in the league, but
He's the worst goalie
pretty
ever.
bad. He's got Schneider in the backup. He's probably going to start him over Luongo eventually. I think the Rangers are a quality team. They got a lot of good players. They just were miscoached last year. So.
My number 5 team is the LA Kings. Solid franchise. They built it right. They were, they got eliminated by the Blackhawks last year.
Yeah.
But they won the Stanley Cup the year before that.
Did.
They play hard-nosed hockey.
No. Jonathan Quick, man.
Yeah, Quick. Yeah,
Team USA
Team
goalie.
USA goalie.
Amazing.
That team's built right, and it's going to be an 82-game season. So I think that plays to the Kings because that physicality that helps them out.
Sure.
Start beating up on the weaker teams, guys that are a little bit thinner or under-conditioned, and that's definitely... And the Kings, I don't care what anyone says, they're the master of the opposite pad slap shot. If they're coming in from your right, they're going to shoot at your left pad so that way the rebound goes to their wide-open center, who you weren't paying attention to. He's just going to tap the puck in.
Yeah.
And we watch it every time they play.
Yeah.
They do it. Now, good goalies stop the rebounds.
Yeah.
But they just do it over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And that's how, they get slop goals that way. They still have great players, but I think that they're dangerous.
Anze Kopitar, Dustin
Kopitar.
Brown, Justin Williams. They still got a good squad.
Yeah.
My number 4 is the New York Islanders.
The other New York team.
The other New York team. I think they're the first New York team now, as far as I'm concerned. They played extremely, extremely well against Pittsburgh Penguins last year in the playoffs. John Tavares, Evgeny Nabokov in goal. They got a solid team. They're a young team, and I think they're ready to go. I think they are the Penguins, only younger. Not too hot on defense. Goalie situation is questionable, but the offense can score goals.
I'm going to skip my number 4 team because we'll talk about that when you get to yours. When you get your number 1. My number 3 team is the St. Louis Blues.
Hockey News picked the Blues to play the Penguins in the Stanley Cup this year.
I didn't even read the Hockey News. I like the Blues because they play defense.
Yeah. Alex Pietrangelo. They got Brian Elliott in goal. Yaroslav Halak. I mean, they got good players. Good players.
They play defense, and they're all year long. Their games will be 2-1, 1-0 games.
Yeah.
But they will get the points. They will make the playoffs, and that's where defense can win you championships.
Yeah, and they still have goal scorers too. They have T.J. Oshie.
Oshie.
Yeah, T.J. Oshie's great. He's a USA
Just signed
player.
An extension.
Doesn't sound like a USA player, but he is.
Well, in America, we have ridiculous.
Yeah, I
names.
know, right?
Like Roethlisberger.
There you go. My number 3 team is the Boston Bruins.
I hate this pick.
Why?
I hate the Boston
let's
Bruins.
hear it first.
I hate the Boston Bruins.
I hate the Bruins too.
I hate the Bruins.
You have to give them credit. Tuukka Rask is one of the best goalies in the league.
Yeah.
Zdeno Chara is one of the best defenders in the league.
Yeah, give it to him.
They have Tyler Sagan. Well,
Bergeron.
Wait a second. Excuse me. Tyler Sagan just got traded.
Yeah, but
Tyler
they still got
Sagan,
Bergeron.
I don't know. Either Bergeron or Peverley just got traded too.
Ooh, no way.
I think either Bergeron, Peverley, or Horton. Nathan Horton. One of those
like
three
the whole team.
Yeah, I know. One of those 3 players who got traded. Either way, you take those players out. You still got good young players. You have Tuukka Rask in goal.
But Sagan was there.
Sagan, yeah, he's gone. I think he's on the Dallas Stars now, if I'm not mistaken.
Dallas, that's a surprise team.
Yeah, they got Kerry Letton in goal. Dallas. They're not in my top 5.
No. But the problem with Dallas is they play in the Western Conference.
Yeah, where they're going to get smoked.
Yeah, it's not about defense in the West. It's about offense.
The only thing that kills me about this year, besides what we're going to talk about in a second here after the top 5, is that they screwed up the divisions. So now all the divisions are changed. The Detroit Red Wings used to play the Chicago Blackhawks, I don't know, 6 to 8 times a year, whatever the schedule played it out to be. They're the biggest rival in all of hockey besides Montreal, Toronto.
Yeah.
And they play each other more times than just about anybody in the entire hockey league. And now they only play each other twice a season?
Yeah, that's stupid.
What are you doing?
Yeah, bad season move. My number 2 is my Houston Wrong Oilers. The Edmonton Oilers. We decided Mike Nugent-Hopkins to an extension.
That's a big surprise if that happens.
I'm telling you, they're young. They've been young for a while. They got guys that can score. They play the same style of hockey that your Blackhawks do. They can score. Well, hey, we'll work on it. We'll work on it. You don't need defense when you score 6 goals against your Blackhawks.
Obviously, you need a defense because if you're my number 2 team in Pittsburgh, you can score as many goals as you darn well please
and win championships.
When?
A few years ago.
Yeah, when they had a defense.
Oh, okay.
Then they let go of those players.
His number 2 team, Pittsburgh Penguins, is my number 1 Pittsburgh Penguins because I like Sid the Kid. Okay, I like Sid the Kid.
Yeah,
Sid the Kid's tight.
I like Sid too. Obviously, I have a jersey.
They got.
I love Crosby.
You know, Crosby. It's not just Sid the Kid because their first, second, and third lines.
Malkin.
They
Chris
can score.
Letang.
Yeah, Letang.
I mean,
Mike Adams.
Chris Kunitz.
Yeah.
Craig Adams.
They can
the
score.
Goalie problem, dude. Thomas Mulcoon and Marc-Andre Fleury.
Okay, Fleury is like one of those goalies who's like, when he goes home to his wife, he's gonna have a bad week. When he's on the road and he's like with a girlfriend, he's like Tiger Woods.
Playoffs, which is a bad like 3 months.
That's what I'm saying. He's at home most of that. They were number 1 seed. They're at home,
dude.
When he's on the road, he's got his girlfriend. He's like Tiger Woods. He's playing great. When he goes home to his wife, he's like disgruntled. He's bad.
The Islanders took him to 6 or 7 games. I don't really remember.
6.
Boston just demolished them.
Yeah, Boston humiliated
Dismantled. If you can score goals, then you are beating Pittsburgh. It's as simple as that. I don't know why every year for the last 4 years the Hockey News has Pittsburgh in the Stanley Cup. Every year.
Bro.
There is talent. I'm sorry, but you have to get off Sid Crosby's region.
Yeah, his.
Okay, so it's ridiculous.
Probably like that.
His
blip. Yeah. Yeah.
He's Canadian.
Yeah. What can I say?
Oh man.
Sorry to our Canadian fans out there.
Who's your number 1?
My number 1 was Pittsburgh Penguins. Who's your number 1?
Chicago Blackhawks.
Yeah, here we Blackhawks. His Blackhawks.
In the house.
His Blackhawks. Look, they're primed for a run. But here's my problem. I got them as my number 14. I got them as my number 14 because they're going to be playing with the target on their back. They're not going to set a point record to start the season. They're not going to go, 28 games. I mean, there's a lot of things that fell their way last year.
Yeah.
For them. Not only that.
No, you're right.
The Boston series was a tough series for them.
Yeah, it sure was. We were down 2 games to 1 at one point. We only won that game in overtime.
Yeah.
To tie it 2-2, but I mean, we ended up, just rattling them off after that. Corey Crawford has always been questionable to me. You know that.
Yep.
I'm not that high on Corey Crawford.
And you got rid of Emery.
Yeah, but we pulled in Nikolai Hobby-Pullen.
Yeah, Hobby Bolin.
Hey,
yeah.
all we need is a backup, dude.
Yeah, hey,
that's all we need.
Okay.
The only 2 guys we lost, there's a difference between now and the last time we won the Stanley Cup.
Okay, yeah, because last time we won the Stanley Cup,
we dismantled the team.
Yeah, you sold them to Florida Panthers.
Basically.
Yeah.
I mean, you lost Dustin Bufflin, which was huge. Andrew Ladd, which is huge. This year we lost Dave Bolin and Victor Stahlberg. Big deal. Victor Stahlberg and Dave Bolin were disappearing acts in the playoffs.
Okay, well...
The one guy we had to resign was Brian Bickle.
Who's the guy that we wanted to see gone? The defenseman. He just was horrible.
He's gone.
Slow.
Yeah, he barely ever played. I know you're talking about.
I forget him.
Sheldon Brookbank.
Brookbank,
yeah. I don't know if he's gone or not, but he's definitely not in the starting line. Okay?
I hope he's on the 8th line.
Keith Seabrook, Emerson Leddy,
there's
Johnny Oduya.
Yeah, I mean, Oduya's good.
I mean, the top 3 defensive lines are starters anywhere else.
Yeah.
All 3 of the defensive lines. Kane, Taves, Hossa, Sharp. I mean...
Yeah, you can rattle them off. Okay, look. Patrick Kane didn't have a great Stanley Cup Finals, so I think that's going to be a chip on his shoulder. Okay, he didn't have a great... Taves definitely got roughed up by Boston.
Yeah,
and you talk about a kid... You talk about a kid who's got a temper. When that kid gets mad,
he starts like the baby tantrum.
Yeah, he throws a baby tantrum, but he plays better hockey when he's angry.
Yeah, I agree.
And the thing is, like against Detroit and Boston, is they had a physical guy in the middle to stop that. Whereas most teams in the NHL don't have a physical defenseman that you could. Because here's basically, to be honest, you can't always just say, "Hey, this guy, my defenseman, you stay on Taves." You can't do that.
No.
Because most teams aren't talented. Yeah, most teams aren't talented enough. Boston and Pittsburgh, they said, "Hey, we're not going to mark him. If he comes near the goal, hit him."
Yeah,
and so they had the ability.
The only
to do
difference is that Chicago has big guys that can play a different style of hockey also. They don't have to rely on Taves and Kane to play that Pittsburgh Penguins style of just offensive hockey all the time, where it's just finesse. They got Brian Bickle. They got Andrew Shaw.
Bickle's good.
Andrew Shaw just lit it up in the postseason.
Yes,
Brian Bickle scored at least 5 goals in the postseason. Yeah, stitches. That was
stitches,
good.
Yeah.
Nick Leddy was tearing up on defense. I know you like Nick Leddy. Nick Leddy comes up from the defense and just scores goals all the time.
Yeah, not only that,
Brent Seabrook.
Nick Leddy's
we got
a headhunter.
physical players.
Nick Leddy's a headhunter.
Yeah, he is. We got physical players on the team.
Well, see, that's the thing. That's the thing.
And we're gonna just.
That's why I got Oilers number 2. Is because they play so much style, and I think, you get those young players, and they come up and they're playing the AHL, and they learn how physical the good teams are, and they kind of shied away from that. When they played teams that weren't physical, they're scoring 6 goals. But when they play physical teams, they're getting blown out 4-1, 4-0, 5-2. I think one game.
Yeah.
I think that's going to change their mentality. That's why I got Oilers so high, and that's why I have the Hawks number 4. Just because the Hawks are going to play the target.
The Oilers are where the Hawks were about 5 years ago.
And then they won a Stanley Cup.
However, look,
I'm just going to say that. Because I'll go nuts.
They're not in their prime. The Hawks are in their prime.
Okay.
You have to give it about 3 or 4 more years before you see the Oilers pass the Blackhawks.
No. I want to see the
Oilers. Okay, probably longer
this year.
Okay, you got Marian Hossa still.
Yeah, I know.
Okay? These are the most disgusting players in the NHL, with the exception of Sidney Crosby and Alexander Ovechkin.
I don't even think of I'm off
Forget
the
Ovechkin.
I'm off the Ovechkin bandwagon just because I was rooting for him last year. That was his time.
How many stories did you hear about this guy going out and partying and drinking and stuff?
Dude, he's
and
Russian.
You just see the gut build on him.
Oh yeah.
He got slower. He couldn't hit the net. Last thing before we go, the NHL icing rule just got changed today. As of tomorrow, when the puck goes down the ice and crosses the red line behind the goal, the whistle's blown.
That means
there's no more race for the puck.
That means they basically did what the NFL's done, and they put pink tutus on their hockey players.
You might as well take the pads off and play 2-hand touch.
Yeah. But what's funny is that they want player safety, so they eliminate the icing rule because of the hits.
Yeah, but forget about shots to the head.
No. It's okay. You guys want to fight? Just drop your gloves. As soon as you fall down, we'll stop it. But until that point, go ahead and murder each other. Player safety,
it doesn't make any sense. Go ahead and try it, but I still guarantee you that guys are going to get just.
It's going to kill the action. Guys. The whole purpose of eliminating the 2-line pass a few years ago, like a decade ago, to speed it up. You watch a minor league hockey game, and they put that out there.
How many goals have you seen that came from a guy chasing down the puck and saving the icing? Even like a Stanley Cup final, I mean, you got game-winning goals in overtime, things like that, where the guy just outruns the other guy,
gets the puck back,
pulls it back, and they score. Yeah. I mean, you were taking away a part of the game that has been there for decades.
Not only that, not only that. Think about this. Defensively, you can't just dump the puck in and hope your guy can beat him there. If you dump the puck in from defense, it's coming right back.
Past the red line.
Yeah.
It goes past, it's not icing. It has to be behind the center line.
No. What I'm saying is, defensively, we got some pressure and we dump the puck out. And we got a guy charging.
Yeah.
He runs down there. He saves it. Hey, look, no icing. Now, if you do that, the whistle's blown in seconds because it used to bounce off the boards and then you got. Now it's like you go right back down
race for it, and then you poke your stick out at it, and whoever gets first, the ref sees it. You know what I'm saying? But
exactly.
I didn't even see that many injuries off of the icing race last year, so I mean, I don't understand what the big deal is. Thanks for watching Smacktalk this week. I'm Tony Gaglione.
I'm Shawn Adams. Stay tuned next week.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Leave your comments.